Today, we are going to talk about this topic, moral courage. I would like to start the sharing by sharing with you this very inspiring, exemplary example of how morality can be upheld. This is the, also I have to click myself. Okay, that's right. I'm very lazy. Always ask me to click. Okay, today I click. Now, this is the story about Emperor Ashoka. Have you heard about his story? Yes. No. Okay, the girl say no. This is a story about an emperor. He, together with many siblings, have the chance to be, they are all prince. They have the chance to be the crown prince and later on can become a king. So his name is Ashoka, means sorrowless, no sorrow. Because when the mother gave birth to Ashoka, her status upgraded. So if women give birth to a child, especially male, in at that time, their status become higher. So therefore, his birth is a happy birth, no sorrow. And at that time, he has an elder brother called Susima and a younger brother called Tisa, right? So after thinking the father felt that Susima will be the crown prince, meaning he will take over the throne, right? So there are some fight between the siblings. As soon as the father get very sick, Ashoka quickly went back to the palace because before this, the father gave assignment. Go to Takasila. There is this conflict. Go and settle. Go to this Ujjain. Stay there. Take care of the people there. So he stayed outstation. So no gado with the brother lah, right? But then when the time come when the father going to die, he went back. That is the time there is a civil war to decide who will be the next king. Of course, we know who will be the king, right? Because we know he then later become the great emperor. This is a picture of the civil war. It was said it took 4 years to gado and then decide who is the king. Then, not only Ashoka became the king in Pataliputra, he later on conquered, extend his power, and became the king to many king to other kings. He is the best king to the other kings because he successfully conquered all the neighboring lands. So he is very powerful person at that time. Until 1 year, 262 BC, he decided to extend again his power by having this famous war called Kalinga War. This Kalinga War is the war where he is able to gain great power. He won the war, right? He won the war. Suppose this war is the greatest glory for him. He should have a great celebration in his whole kingdom, whole city, suppose. But at the end of the war, he stood in front of so many lying dead body, bloodshed everywhere, like this, blue color, red color, right? This one I took from this YouTube channel. Give credit to the King and General channel, right? I took the picture from there that Ashoka at that time saw more than 100,000 people died because of the war. more than 150,000 people are captured. And worst thing is, there are famine and sickness. So many are affected, died not because of the war, but because of sickness. And those who left, children without parents, wife without husband, husband without wife. Very difficult on husband without wife. Yeah. So at that point of time, he stood there, bang, suddenly he realized the damage that he has caused, the suffering that he has caused to so many lives. There and then he has a very, very great remorse, great regret, great sense of guilt. So this is the turning point for Emperor Ashoka. Before this, he was full of cruelty. He wants to gain more and more power. He wants to gain more and more wealth as well as territory. He wants more and more. Right? But looking at this scene, it shook him up. Suddenly he was awake and he realized that there is no satisfaction in creating harm to others. He realizes that, right? So what happened? Yeah, this is the time when he looked around, not only those who perish, Kasian, those who are alive, those who left, very pitiful. And this is one of the quote. He said, even 100 or 1,000 part of those who were slain, died, or captured in Kalinga is considered regrettable by the beloved of the gods. He has another name, beloved of the gods. Deva Nampiya, that is also his name, right? This statement shows that at that time, during Kalinga War, he has this great regret. And he declared to the whole nation that from then onwards, he no longer want to harm any other beings. He wants to use the Buddha Dhamma way to rebuild the society. So he did to go and learn the Dhamma himself. After realizing his mistake, he didn't stop at getting sorrowful or remorseful. He continued by going to find the solution. He approached monks and learned the Dhamma, how to live a righteous life. So therefore, he rebuilt. This is his learning. He rebuilt. He visited the 4 holy sites: Lumbini, Bodh Gaya, Saranat, and also Kushinara. Very good. No sound. Okay. He visited all these places and erected the rock edict, the pillars, rock pillars inscribing the teachings of the Buddha. In the nation, he places many of these inscriptions, asking people to keep the 5 precepts, because he himself know that there is no peace by living this harmful life. It is only by keeping the 5 precepts we can achieve a nation harmony. Therefore, after he learned, he also made the effort to ensure others also learn about the 5 precepts. Right? The minister going around country to country, places to places, telling people the righteous conduct, such as this is his realization after learning Dhamma. The finest conquest is the conquest of right and not might. So this is a very powerful realization by Ashoka. He propagated this strong teaching to ask people, knowing how to respect your teachers. Do you respect your teachers, my dear friends? Yes, yeah. Oh, the girl nodded. Very good. Well done. He also reminded people to respect the holy shrine. Reminded people to treat their elders with gratitude. Do you do that, my friends, young and old? Do you treat your parents with gratitude? Very good. Yes. All this Ashoka lineage, very good. Buddha lineage. And yes, not only in India, his teaching is propagated, he also sent ambassador. That is why today in Southeast Asia, we have the Buddha Dhamma strongly available for all of us. Okay? Emperor Ashoka died at the age of 72 years old. After he has contributed, he himself transformed. He had this very strong courage to change. After having this courage to change, acknowledge his own wrongdoing, he sincerely learned the Dhamma and he encouraged others too, his subjects, to learn the Dhamma. Right? So this is one example when we talk about moral courage, right? From a very cruel king, like King Ashoka, he is able to accept his wrongdoing and transform. Previously, he was known as Chandra Ashoka, the cruel Ashoka. After he embraced the Dhamma, we call him Dhamma Ashoka. Dhamma Ashoka. Right? Now, Venerable K. Sri Dhammananda, Bhante, our spiritual advisor, he says this. I'm going to play this video. Do you miss his voice? Yeah, let's hear his voice.
I am responsible for my life. If I don't like to suffer, I must know it is bad for me to do bad thing, cruel, wicked, harmful thing. If I like to have peaceful, happy, prosperous life, I must know how to cultivate and develop my way of life by doing some service to others.
Okay, my friends, we have to understand that every action that we take, it brings consequences. A lot of time, when things goes wrong, we start to blame that Hong Kong never protect me, right? People around me don't understand my need. We always point finger outwardly, saying that this suffering is caused by others. But the real reason for every suffering, we have to understand that it is caused by our own action. Because of our short-term desire, very very easy to get angry. Very easy. Later when you go out driving, someone cut to your lane. Because of that short desire, oh, let me show you the true colors. Then you race with another car. Right? Sometimes the anger cannot control, even have that desire to bang others' car. Yeah. So because of that short desire want to fulfill this is what I want. I want to take revenge. We enjoy that short moment of pleasure, but we damage our self-respect. We damage our self-esteem. And that is a long-term guilt. We try to mask it. We say, it's okay. This mistake is okay. My brother does it. My neighbor does it. My colleague does it. Everyone does it. So it's okay. But deep inside of you, you know that this is not okay. Why? Because it has causes harm to another person. It has causes sometimes even harm to yourself unknowingly. Right? So understanding this, that we are the one who is responsible for our own actions, then we cannot be careful, be careless in our action. We need to be very careful with our actions, right? Before I explain the meaning of sila, uh, in this modern society, we also can understand that some people may have wrong thinking about the training of sila, the training of morality. We may think that keeping the precept or keeping the rules or keep undergoing the training is very limiting. I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Some may think that this is an obstacle to my worldly progress, worldly success. So I don't want to keep the 5 precepts. Not knowing what is the true meaning of this freedom, right? We always say it is too limiting. So they replace this morality, this ethics with something else. Replace it with consumerism. My friends, look at this hall. There are more people, now it's 10 o'clock, gang hao, ah. More people here or more people in the Bukit Jalil, 什么 mall 了 Pavilion Mall. More people in IOI Mall or our center now. Where? In the mall, people replace the duty of religious learning with consumerism, with shopping malls. They change their idol, right, to branded items. Just now, very quickly, I go to office, I ask sisters, so what is the most idolized handbag brand nowadays? Then they said LV. Oh. Then I said, then some said, still LV, man? No, some said Chanel. Then let me Google. Then they said Hermes. 不懂 pronounce 对不对? Then they give some other brand. So things that people idolize change from free jewels to these branded items. Feed by this advertisement, social media, and a lot of entertainment. So their daily activities is about eating, entertaining, going through social media. Some even indulge in overworking, making their life confusing as well as suffering. Continuing doing it the same again and again. Well, the mind feel that it is going on with many activities with pleasure, but not fulfilling, not satisfying, right? So there are a lot of illness in our society now that we have to understand. We need the medicine. And the medicine the Buddha taught us is to achieve this social harmony, social peace, to achieve this inner peace, we need the courage to cultivate morality. Sila. Sila have different meaning in different contexts, right? Sometimes people say sila, it refers to an inner virtue, our inner virtue. When a person who is very kind, good person, harmless person, everywhere he goes, he does not bring harm to others. We say this person very good sila, right? He's a kind-hearted person. Sometimes in other contexts, when we say, oh, we saw a brother helping a person who just fell down, right? The behavior and the way he conduct himself, that action itself, you say, oh, this is a very behavior with sila. The actions itself, the speech itself, we can also call sila. And sila also refers to the precepts that we recited. Just now we recited the 5 precepts, right? Pancha sila, meaning the 5 precepts, 5 guiding rules or 5 guiding training, right? Now, so Emperor Ashoka has his turning point. What about us? Do you already start, or your turning point already start long time ago, from Chanda Veni to Dhamma Veni, or from Chanda Chai to Dhamma Chai. This started long time ago or haven't started yet? Yeah, my friends, this turning point must start now, right? As you are learning about sila, you have to understand when we aspire to be guided by these moral principles, we follow with this action. We have to review the actions that we have performed. Every day you do a lot of things, right? Review. Is your actions moral or immoral? We also have to review our intention. Every action that you do, is it with pure intention or wicked intention? What is pure intention? It is without greed, without hatred, without delusion. Alobha, adosa, amoha. Alamak. When we say it is pure, means aloba, adosa, and amoha. Now I want to add really alama. Yes. So we review our intention, check 我对另外一个人做这一件事的时候，我有没有干错、玩奸错、cheating others, swindling others, want to harm others, to check the intention. We also review what is the effects when I did this to that person. Does it cause any suffering to the person or to myself? This is also the commitment of keeping sila. And more importantly, after we make this kind of review, if we notice that there is still loba, dosa, and moha in every action, what do we need to do? We need to have the courage to change. Courage to change is a very strong theme for a Buddhist practitioner. Do you know? Otherwise, every week we come to listen to the Dhamma, getting to understand the Dhamma, but we don't take action to change our behavior. Then what is the meaning of this acquiring of knowledge? It just stay as intellectual knowledge. It doesn't bring any benefit to our life. Right? So what is the purpose of keeping these moral principles. Sila have this ability to harmonize our actions by bringing them into accord with our own true interests, with the well-being of others, and with universal law. When you uphold moral principles, sila means principles of good behavior in our speech, our action, and our thoughts. We do not bring harm to others. We do not bring harm to ourselves. We do not bring harm both to ourselves and others. This is the meaning of sila. When we uphold this behavior, the first benefit is we stay true to our principles, right? In our life principles, we hope that we don't create any sufferings to others, right? So when you achieve that, your action and your mental wish is aligned. So therefore, you don't have regret. You don't have remorse. Your mind is peaceful. The theme for our Buddha Day. Peace begins with me. So if you want peace begins with me, it has to come with these moral actions that does not bring any kind of remorse. And secondly, when we uphold sila, our social harmony is achieved. When we don't bring any harm to others, this is a highest form of gift that we can give to others. Why do we say that? Because when you don't harm others, you are giving them that sense of safety, that sense of protection, that sense of I can trust you. Right? You just notice if you go to Nalanda office now, or if you go to Wisdom Park or any of our program, you will notice that many of the lockers are not locked. Yeah. You will see handphone putting here and there, sometimes wallet also. It's like inviting people, take me, take me, take me. Nobody want to take, right? Because brothers and sisters just trust everyone. So next week, let's see, you got LV or any else. Unfortunately, in Nalanda, we don't see these branded things. I see many recycle bag from Family Fun Fair got lah. Hey, recycle bag 1, recycle bag 2, recycle bag 3. You see? Everyone is so at ease coming to listen to the Dhamma talk. None of us will think that, 哎呦，我的 iPhone 16刚才放在 office 的 table 忘记拿，alamak alamak. Do you have such thoughts? No, you don't have worry. This is the meaning when everyone is keeping the moral precepts. You are giving a lot of peace, a lot of harmony, a lot of safetyness to others. And what about harmonize with the universal law? As a Buddhist, we learn about the law of karma, yes, cause and consequences. Every action with intention, if it is with unwholesome intention, impure intentions, it will lead to unhappy consequences. Every actions that come with pure intention, it leads to happy consequences. Just like when a child, right, we have this plug on the wall, right? Socket. If a child is ignorant, they thought, oh, these 3 poles look like Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. They put their very cute finger into the lubang. What happened? If it is on, they will get kena shock lah, electric shock. Will the electric say, "Ayo, this is just a baby, this is just a child, full of life, full of hope. This one I don't shock. I choose, cannot, right? This is the law. This is the law of karma. If you do this bad action, you will have these bad consequences, bad results. If you plant papaya seed, what do you get? But if you don't fertilize, how to grow? Yes, maybe you get papaya tree. You won't get durian tree, right? Yeah. Similarly, when we know how to manage our actions, knowing what is the right action, what is the wrong actions, then we are aligned with the universal law. If you do not want to suffer, just like Chief Reverend says, I am responsible for my own actions. I cannot blame my parents. I cannot blame the gods. I cannot blame the weather. I cannot blame my spouses. I cannot blame my children. Because I am responsible for my own actions. I am the owner of my karma. I am the heir of my karma. Right? So this is a very important teaching. We have to understand when we keep the moral principles. What are the moral principles? Right? It is none other than the Pancha Sila. The first precept is, I observe the precept to abstain from killing living beings. This is the commitment that we have not to abuse, not to kill, not to cause any pain or any harm to other beings, including the mosquito, the siu kiong, right? The cat outside, and any other beings, including yourself. You are also alive, right? Some, they have the habit of torturing themselves. They don't take care of themselves. That is also not right. The second precept is, I observe the precept to abstain from taking things not given. Whatever things that is not given to you, you understand this does not belongs to me. If I take it, what will the owner feel? The owner will feel unhappy because maybe there is a very valuable or sentimental things to the person. Right? I heard before this, there is a son, young son, have this habit of liking to steal things from the classmate. So he will go to the school, and then people go to school learn ABC, but he go to school learn how to take others' things without them knowing. So he did that. When he reached home, he tell Mama, 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 你看，今天我拿到我朋友的铅笔。If you are the mother, what will you do? Sister slap, she slap. And I trust her. I trust her. She has the full ability to do that. Maybe the son and the daughter will fly. Okay. Yeah, she can do that. But not this mother. This mother really pampered the child, said to the son, "Wow, 你很厉害哦. You're so smart. You're so clever. How can you get the pencil without your friend even know it? That's very clever, right?" Yeah, no. When he get older, he really become a pencuri. But the message here is, when we do not know what is right and what is wrong, we can be praising over the wrong reason. When the son already did a mistake at the very young age, the mother missed the opportunity to correct him. Got children, so we tell story, yeah? Tell story. This is a story where a king, he wants to test and then he wants to find a candidate who is very wise. Huh? I can't remember for what reason. Maybe to be a candidate of son-in-law. 要找 son-in-law. So if your daughter or your son very good condition, then a lot of 追求者 maybe you can help him to do some tests also. So this king, he did the test. He gave them the question or the mission said, your test is you need to take something from this palace, something valuable from this palace. Again, same like the child. When you take, nobody notice it. Nobody knows about this taking. So if you can do it, tomorrow bring it to me. So he gave them that assignment. Of course, all of them want to pass the test, right? They go around the palace and find opportunity when no one is watching. They took the valuables. Simpan in the pocket ke, simpan behind ke, they simpan. They kept hide. So when the king asked them to gather, one by one show, wow, everything, all the valuables are there, shown to him. Then the king asked one by one, interview one by one. How do you manage to get this? Oh, when people are asleep, I just take lah. Right? How do you get this? Oh, when people are busy, walking here and there, office they unlock, then we just take. Oh, so easy for them to take what is not given without shame. Then when come to the Bodhisattva, this is a Jataka, right? When come to the Bodhisattva, he has nothing to offer. Empty. Then the king look at him. Apa tu? Not APT, but where is yours? Where is the valuables that I asked to do? Then he explained, sire or king, it is impossible for us to take anything without people knowing it. Then the king said, what do you mean? Because when I take the things, at least there is one person will know it. Who? You yourself. You will yourself will know you have taken something that is not given. So this is how a wise person will think. You don't have to hide breaking your precepts, hiding, not wanting people to know. You have to understand, at least there is one person will know, and you need to feel shameful about it. Right? So this is the second precept. And the third precept is, I observe the precept to abstain from sexual misconduct. While we are keeping or observing these 5 precepts, at the same time, we are also cultivating the ennobling qualities. You know, when our mind, our behavior is free from unwholesome actions, it is very natural for wholesome actions, wholesome qualities to grow, right? The mind, the behavior become very fertile for wholesome qualities to grow. When you don't harm, don't abuse, don't kill, naturally compassion arise in your heart. When you don't take other things, not given to you, greedy, 贪小便宜，哇，那边有东西吃啊，哇，take take 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 take. When you don't have this habit of being greedy, contentment grow in your heart. Similarly, when there is no desire for sexual misconduct, this respect for others' relationship, respect for healthy relationship will grow in our mind. Right? The fourth precept is, I observe the precept to abstain from false speech. False speech means speaking the untruth. Whatever you don't see, 你有没有看到? You actually you don't see, right? The things that you see, you say, oh, 没有看到. Sometimes we tell in the form of white lies. Sometimes we tell in the form of exaggerating. 夸大哇，讲到哇哇哇很好啊。This behavior also need to be careful, right? So when we say, I observe the precept to abstain from false speech, we have to check our intention, because when we abandon this habit, naturally the respect to truth, appreciating truth, especially the Four Noble Truths, that wholesome qualities will arise. And the fifth precept is, I observe the precept to abstain from consuming anything that causes intoxication or heedlessness. Right? Alcohol, drugs, whatever that causes the mind to become mabuk, poison, not clear. For a practitioner who regularly do meditation, self-reflection, you know very well when your mind is having this habit of indulging for intoxication. It is hard for you to train the mind. So therefore, we have to consciously abstain from consuming it. All right. So this is the 5 precepts that we uphold. In Pali, right, another strong reason why we don't cause any harm to others, remember, Attanang Upamang Katwa. Together, Pali, Attanang Upamang Katwa. Right? So when your children naughty, terus give the Pali lesson. Atamang upamang katwa. Then they, oh, ama, bante. What it means? It means that consider oneself as similar to others and others as similar to oneself. If you do not want others to kick you, bully you, harm you, similarly, don't do this to other people. If you do not like people to touch your things, take your things without asking, don't do this to them. If you don't like people to break promises, you don't like people to tell lies to you, right? Because you trust them so much, then they lie to you. If you don't like that, don't do this to others, right? So this is the reason we have to keep in mind. If you do not want others to treat you in this way, similarly, you don't treat them in such way. When we keep the precept, we have to understand that not only we don't do it, we also don't encourage others to do it. You cannot say, oh, I cannot kill. So you ask your son to go and order the live crab. Mommy, keep it 5 precept. So but I like the crab lah, okay? So you order lah. want the big one. If you ask or instruct others to cause another life to suffer pain, to suffer death, that is also considered as breaking the precept. Not only you don't encourage yourself, you don't encourage others, you also don't rejoice over that. Sometimes you hear some news, right? You hear some news, people are being beaten, people are being killed. Then you look, you rejoice over it because 那个是坏人啊，说活该活该 you rejoice over it. That is also considering breaking the precept. Yes? Sorry? If we have pests in the house, what is the sign? What is the meaning? Do you clean the table after you eat? Are you sure? Oh, if you have nyamuk, then you can use repellent, mosquito repellent to avoid the mosquito. But don't kill them, don't harm them. If it is very disturbing to you. Now, what's next? Okay. Now, today I want to suggest to everyone these 4 factors that can protect our sila. Right? Sometimes when we want to keep our sila, we have this confusion. We have these challenges. Sometimes due to our peer pressure, everyone is doing. So we felt it's okay. So we give up our precepts very easily. So these 4 qualities are suggested by Bhikkhu Bodhi. It says that when we want to develop sila, it has to be accompanied with other virtues, such as number 1, having this sati. What is sati? Sati means mindfulness. We need to be mindful of our action. Have this attention to our own actions. Can you still remember the actions that you did yesterday? If you cannot remember, I think most of the Nalandians can remember because yesterday we were in the retreat, in the camp, right? So we remember our actions. What about the rest? Can you still remember your actions? If we cannot remember, then how can we assess whether our actions are actually harmful or harmless? So mindfulness is very important in the practice of sila. During the Buddha's time, there was a young man, right? He loves the Dhamma. At one point of time, monks came to his house and he get the chance to offer dana. And he felt that he too wants to become the monk. He too wants to practice diligently like the monk. And he asked the Bhante, what can he do? So Bhante taught him, because he is from a good family, wealthy family. So Bhante taught him to arrange his wealth, portion of wealth, right? And when he is ready, after distributing his wealth, he can come and take the ordination. So he did that. After ordained, his teacher taught him the monastic rules. How many rules he has to remember? He has to remember 227 rules. So every day he tried to remember the rules. Recite and remember. As he recite and remember, he felt it is too difficult. Why? Too many, exactly. 227. So although he started with a lot of gung-ho feeling, want to become a monk, he tried, but then he couldn't keep all the precepts. He said too many rules. And because of this, he get disappointed. He gave up his training and he thought maybe this is a wrong choice. Maybe I shouldn't become a monk. So he just slept in the room and didn't know what to do, didn't want to practice. Why? Because too many rules. He thought he is a failure. Until the Buddha, right, knew the situation, the Buddha summoned him, asked him to come, and the Buddha asked him, is it difficult for you to keep all the rules? Yes, indeed. This monk answering the Buddha. If I ask you to just keep one rule, only one. Wow, everyone looking, wow, 只是一个. Oh. Can you do it? Oh, yes, of course. It's just one rule I can follow. Then the Buddha said, then you just keep paying attention to your mind. Pay attention to your mind when you do an action and it gives you suffering. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to the mind when you see what causes your mind to suffer. Pay attention to your mind. After you pay attention to your mind, you know this is the cause for the suffering. Abandon that cause of suffering. So the Buddha taught him that be mindful of your action. Be mindful of the effects that you bring to others. And don't repeat that mistake. Isn't it easy? For that monk, yes. After he got this instruction from the Buddha, he became an arahant. Right? You too have the potential. Just need to pay attention to your mind, to a developed mind. So this is the importance of having mindfulness when we keep the precept. So don't get confused when your colleague come to you, approach, invite you, let's go and have alcohol, drink. Don't get confused that should I go so that I can fit in or should not. Understand your precepts. Be mindful of your precepts. When there is such invitation, you can just politely let them know, I keep this precept. So I can take other non-alcohol drink, right? And he and she will respect if they understand. The next quality is, of course, wisdom, or sometimes we also say as understanding. What is this wisdom? Wisdom meaning we know how to distinguish what is right from wrong. There are so many actions, right? Yeah. A wise person, a person with wisdom is, they know of all these wrong actions, this is the right actions, this is the wrong actions. He knows how to distinguish. He knows how to make right choices in life. Before this, when I learned the Dhamma, I felt the Dhamma is so useful, so important to our life. Right? So when you get something very valuable, you always have the feeling that you want to share it with your loved ones, right? Who is your loved ones? Family members. So same for me. After I learned the Dhamma, I felt I must let my mother also get to learn the Dhamma. So I go and find Mandarin Dhamma talk because they cannot understand English. So find Mandarin Dhamma talk, go home, play CD. At that time, still CD, play CD and let my mother listen to the Dhamma talk. They're willing to listen. But after listening for some time, I want to continue give her new after finish one set. I said, I want to continue to give you the second set. Then she told me, she said that it's better I don't listen so much. Why? The more I listen, I felt that I cannot do it. It's difficult for me to do it. And when I don't do it, I feel not good inside me. So that is the time I know that, oh, I cannot continue to force, right? Wait for the opportunity. But now, when my mother is suffering from stroke, she's going through a lot of treatment, exercise, physiotherapy every day. This is the time she knew that she needs the Dhamma. So this time when I play the recording for her to listen, she enjoyed listening to Venerable Jyoti Panyo's talk, Hui Guang Fa Si's talk. Very powerful for her. So when she listens to that, Hui Guang Fa Si always say, 苦是哪里来？苦是哪里来？ Because she suffer physically, she was 苦啊苦啊 yeah lah, one day. Very nice, very true. Then they always say, when the body is sick, don't let the mind also get sick. It's because your mind always 照做, 照做, 照做. Then she understands the nature of life. She understands how the Dhamma help herself. So when we don't have this right understanding, we go around do whatever things that we like. We think that, sometimes while we encourage our family members, our friends to practice the Dhamma, they will let us know, this is not my priority. I'm very busy with my life. I don't have time for Dhamma. Sometimes they say that I don't like to be restricted. I like freedom. I don't want to have any religion. They gave us this response, not knowing that if you don't understand the law of karma, if you don't understand the importance of keeping moral principles, right, then you will be bound to making mistakes without you knowing. So when the results or the consequences take place to you, you say, alamak, so painful, so suffering. That is the time when you know it is too late. Right? So, what is true wisdom? True wisdom is when you know how to keep the precept, you free yourself from guilt. You free yourself from remorse. You free yourself from regret. When you keep the precept, you have the freedom. No need to be afraid. Police 来了 police 来了快点放 parking 放 parking。如果你已经放了，你就是光明正大的走，对吗？你不用讲在 coffee shop 3万，然后又哦。That is true wisdom. You are free from this fear. That is true wisdom, freedom, right? So having the right understanding, knowing how to make the right choices, that is wisdom. When you have business deal, people come to you with very good offer, good deal. but need to use crooked way, unlawful way, unskillful way. That is the time you have to make the right choices. Am I going to sacrifice my sila for this deal? Is it all about money? What about my conscience? What about my self-respect? If my spouse know about my wrong actions and I bring home this money, will they still have this respect towards me or not? Will they still have this high regards towards me or not? If my children knew that daddy behavior is cheating from others in order to be wealthy, lying to others in order to enjoy luxurious life, will the children feel proud of daddy? I leave that for you to answer. Okay, so this is the importance of sila. Your action today to come to spend your long holiday, Sunday, come and learn. Understanding of this sila also shows the commitment to learning. Yesterday, there were participants saying that, actually, sister, what you have shared with us throughout the retreat, we have heard about it before. And some, because many years they listen, and many times. But every time we hear about it, we learn about it, we reinforce, we make the understanding become clearer. So learning the Dhamma doesn't mean that 听过了，不用再听了，我懂了 five precepts，我懂了。But the more we learn, the more we get the clearer understanding about this subject, the better we can put them into practice. Correct or not? They are still awake. Now, what is the next virtue or mental factor? Of course, is this virya, this effort, right effort. A lot of time we already know it's very easy for us to give advice to others. Sister, don't get angry lah. Right? We tell people, we tell the gambler, hey, don't gamble lah. Don't take alcohol. Don't do this because it's harmful to you. But after telling this to them, do they still do it? They continue to do it. Gambler will still gamble. Those who like to take drugs will continue to take drugs. Why? Because this advice, when you say to them, they say yes, register intellectually. We just learn it at the intellect level. We don't do or put into action what we have learned. So when we don't put into practice what we have learned, we stop at the understanding level, intellect level. It's just an empty talk. Do you understand? So those who have virya are people who have this can-do spirit. I quote an example. We have our youth leader, not here, but a few days ago when I saw him, I asked him about his practice. He said, sister, now I'm trying to practice abstaining from sampa palapa, talking and non-stop, talking nonsense. So now I restrain myself to talk lesser. Then I asked the friends feedback about him. True enough, they said, this brother now, he talk lesser. Not like last time, blah, 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 non-stop. Now he talk lesser. This can-do spirit is the spirit where we go against the current. If you have the habit of telling lies, what do? You tell the truth. Be very mindful of your speech. Every speech you say, you tell the truth. If you have the habit liking to harm others, hurt others, what do? Consciously, you treat others with kindness. I always like to scold children. Okay, my dear, it's time to do your homework. It's not time no longer got use throw. Please do your homework. Change, go against, Wow, children look very happy, Change from this fearful look to a Guan Yin Pusa look. Then the children got chance to see, wow, Guanima. Not only Mama, nice Guanima. Very nice, right? Yeah. Got Guanima at home. So this can-do spirit is a Virya spirit. Is a spirit where we go against our negative tendency, negative habits, unwholesome habits. 敢不敢做？敢不敢做？很敢做啊，很敢做。That's why in Malaysia we have Malaysia boleh, kau boleh. Yeah. It's also our Buddhist spirit, Virya, we call. We have this sincerity, really want to be a good person. 做个好人. Right? So this is Virya. Another quality is this Kanti, having patience. While we are cultivating, developing these precepts, observing these precepts, sometimes we get a lot of offense. People offend us, obstruct us, causes us feeling irritated, not happy, angry, impatient. Now, this is the time where we need to know how to be patient. You know the Bodhisattva, the Sammasambuddha took many lifetimes to become a Buddha, right? He practiced this Dhamma again and again, non-stop, without failing, having this great level of patience. I want to relate with you another Jataka tale where at that time he was a king called Mahasilawa. King Mahasilawa, right? He has one minister who has done some misconduct. He stole the money from the government. So when being caught, they brought him to Mahasilawa. Mahasilawa said, why you have done such thing to our nation? You have caused us, because of your action, you have caused us so much suffering to the people in this nation. So the punishment he get was he was asked to leave the nation. So he went to another nation and he go and pakat with the king there. At that time, also, as Kosala, he pakat with the king Kosala saying that, oh, this kingdom, the king Mahasilawa is very kind one, very soft-hearted one. If you want to invade, now your nation is so small. If you want to invade him, easily you can conquer and take over also his country, and then you can grow your power. I can teach you how. So, this King Kosala followed what he said. He went to attack the village of King Mahasilawa. When he attacked, true enough, King Mahasilava is a very kind and compassionate person. He only keep true to his principle, which is non-violence. Just like Gandhi, just like Nelson Mandela, and so many others, he only believes in non-violence, non-harming. So when this attack came to the outskirts, the village area, he did not defend or did not attack back to these enemies. So they thought, hey, true enough, what this minister said is true. So they did the second attack, but now to the city area. Test water, test second time. Test, true enough, King Mahasilava did not return violence with violence. So they continue to invade, and this time they enter the palace itself, took over the whole country, the whole palace. King Mahasilava, together with other ministers, were caught. After they were caught, they were brought to the cemetery. Brought to the cemetery where there are holes, and all of them were buried alive. Not buried the whole body, but until the neck level. So the head and the neck is exposed. So they were there for many hours until late at night. So in the cemetery, there are a lot of jackals, wolves. At night they came and saw, smell, oh, here are human flesh. Here are places where they can eat this human flesh. So these jackals approach King Mahasilava with his quick mind. King Mahasilava immediately used his neck strength, use his mouth to bite this jackal, and then push him down. As he pushed him down, this jackal struggle, moving left and right, moving, struggle, want to escape. That is the time the earth, the sand are loosened. So when it is loosened a bit, with all his might, King Mahasilava escaped himself, stood up from all the soil and sand and earth, stood up, immediately chased away all the jackal, rescue his minister. And very late at night, they enter back the palace. At that time, King Kosala was sleeping on his bed, dreaming of what? I don't know. But he approached him. King Kosala was awake. He got a shock. How come a person supposed to be dead is now standing right in front of me? He got so shocked, so surprised. How can this happen? So the next thing he did was he knelt down. He apologized to King Mahasilava for his mistake. He knew that this is a great person. Don't play. Right? Then immediately he returned everything, the throne, the whole country, back to King Mahasilava. This is the principles of a bodhisattva. He took many asankhya, many kalpas to become a Sammasambuddha. How he achieved that is because of his not forgetting of his aspiration. From lifetime to lifetime, he cultivated his parami. He never forget his dedication to this metta parami. Never forget his aspiration inspiration to this Aditana Parami, Kanti Parami. By not forgetting his Parami, although when he is faced with such challenges, he continued to do the right thing. So friends, every time when we go in front of the Buddha image, bowing to him, looking at his serene face, don't just take the serenity of the Buddha image. Take from the Buddha his great qualities. Learn from the Buddha. There are many times when we try to keep our precepts pure, we fail. We could not succeed. When we try to meditate, we fail. We couldn't succeed. Don't be discouraged by it. That is the time we have to remember the Buddha. The Buddha used many lifetimes and he never forgets his aspiration. We too must not easily forget. I am committed to my precepts. I am committed to purify my intention. No matter what challenges come, if I'm unmindful or I have broken my precepts, just like riding a bicycle, learning to ride the bicycle, we fall, what do? Get up again. Get up again. This is a virtue for us to develop when we want to practice our sila successfully. Right? 11:05. Okay. In the Dhammapada verse 54, there is this saying, the sweet scent of flowers blows not against the wind, nor does the fragrance of sandalwood, tagara, and jasmine. But the fragrance of the virtuous goes against the wind and pervades every direction. Everywhere you go, right? When people like the fragrance incense, or when they offer very nice flower, if there is wind, the wind will blow this good smell, right? According to the wind direction. So Venerable Ananda saw this, observed this. Oh, smell also follow the wind. So Venerable asked the Buddha, is there any smell that when the wind blow, that smell will go against the wind one? So ada lah, right? What's the smell? The fragrance of sila, the fragrance of morality. A person who cultivates sila, pure in their action, pure in their speech, pure in their mind, they have good reputation. They are respected everywhere they go. If you know of any good cultivated monks, they can be now in Thailand, in Indonesia, or even they have passed on. But their name, their reputation can be still inspiring so many other beings. Correct. So this is one kind of fragrance. Chanel 也是有 perfume. Not this kind of fragrance. This kind of fragrance follows the wind. The true fragrance that goes against the wind is the fragrance of sila. Now, I want to get Sister Winnie's help to distribute this invocation for 5 precepts. Now, Brother Ajit and also Sister Winnie will help. I found this reflection on the 5 precepts written by Bhikkhuni Thupten Chodron, right? So, yes, everyone can get a copy. Yes. Sometimes in our cultivation, in our practice, we also make mistakes. There is one practice called asking for forgiveness or the practice of confession. Sometimes we cannot get over it. We still have that guilt or a sense of remorse over the committing of or breaking the precepts. It is good that we clear that remorse by going to the Buddha image and ask for forgiveness, making resolution not to repeat the mistake. If we have teacher that we have paid to the teacher, we can also go to them, confess to them the mistake that we have committed, ask forgiveness from them, ask guidance from them. This is the way of practice. Right? So when we ask for forgiveness, we say sorry already, means we aspire, we want to change. What is the way we want to change? Keep repeating your precept. Recite it again. Keep it again and again. When you fall, you get up again. When you fall, you get up again. Right? So this English translation is a guidance. Sometimes one English sentence cannot give us that reminder enough. We can use the English script. So I want to share with you this English script. I would like to pass the mic to Sister Winnie. She has very beautiful voice and she will lead us. We read together this reflection, shall we? Yes. Sister Winnie, please.
5 precepts. First precept. From my own experience and examination, I know that harming others, specifically taking their lives, harms myself and others. Therefore, I undertake to protect life and to avoid killing. By me doing this, all beings will feel safe around me, and peace in the world will be enhanced. Second precept. From my own experience and examination, I know that taking things that have not been given to me harms myself and others. Therefore, I undertake to respect and protect others' property and to avoid stealing or taking what has not been freely given. By me doing this, all beings can be secure around me, and harmony and generosity in society will increase. Third precept. From my own experience and examination, I know that engaging in unwise sexual behavior harms myself and others. Therefore, I undertake to respect my own and others' bodies, to use my sexuality wisely and kindly, and to avoid sexual expression which could harm others or myself, physically or mentally. By me doing this, all beings will be able to relate to me honestly and with trust, and mutual respect among people will ensue. Fourth precept. From my own experience and examination, I know that saying untrue things for the sake of personal gain harms myself and others. Therefore, I undertake to speak truthfully and to avoid lying or deceiving others. By me doing this, all beings can trust my words, and friendship among people will increase. Fifth precept. From my own experience and examination, I know that taking intoxicants harms myself and others. Therefore, I undertake to avoid taking intoxicating substances, alcohol, recreational drugs, and tobacco, and to keep my body and environment clean. By me doing this, my mindfulness and introspective awareness will increase. My mind will be clearer and my actions will be thoughtful and considerate.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So this recitation was praised and written by Bhikkhuni to 10 children. So it is for you to keep. And there is time that you are confused, lost, not knowing about your precepts. Take out, recite. Yeah. So I would like to end my sharing here. Also reminding brother and sisters to keep every day, keep reciting the keeping of 5 precepts in Pali. Panatipata Veramani. Don't take lightly that, oh, I already know this, I chanted this many years already, it's already in my blood, in my heart, everything. Don't think lightly of this practice. Yeah. Do you know that by learning these precepts, learning how to chant Panatipata Veramani, it can save life? Right? There are people who are in the midst of wanting to commit suicide. Just because they learn Panatipata Veramani, they learn this before, they stop the thought to kill themselves. So don't take lightly. Every time when we chant, don't take it lightly. Do it dutifully every day.